Last but not least, Mr. Jay Prakash Soni, Senior General Manager and Head of Process ThyssenKrupp Industrial Solutions India, will give us insights into large-scale modular alkaline water electrolysis technology for green hydrogen plants in India.
Okay, so good afternoon and good morning from my side once again. I will take you through the capabilities and the let's say from our company ThyssenKrupp regarding production of this green hydrogen via this AWE technology, what we call is alkaline water electrolysis technology. Just to move forward, a small intro regarding our company. Our company is ThyssenKrupp Industry, which is the big conglomerate of various industry and various fields, starting from steel, automotive, and submarines. But what is interesting today for today's presentation is the plant technology, where we built the chemical technology plants for worldwide. This chemical plants are being built by the company in Germany, in Dortmund, ThyssenKrupp Industrial Solution, which has the business unit called Ude. You might be familiar with the old Ude technologies. We are present in the various chemical plant fields, starting from let's say fertilizers, electrochemical plants, the coke oven plants, and large scale plastic industries. The one which is connected to today is on your left bottom, which is covering big hydrogen plants. Of course, they were starting from the gray route, and the electrolysis plant, where we are now talking today to produce or utilize the green electricity produced. So these are the two vast field where we have built umpteen number of large scale plants, both for hydrogen, downstream of hydrogen, and for electrolysis, which I will just explain in detail in few subsequent slides. Just before I start, intro about our company in India. I belong to the company which is the subsidiary of Dortmund here in Mumbai, running for last more than 4 decades. In Mumbai and Pune, we have in two offices actually, and we have built more than 800 projects for India and globally. Coming to the topic for the discussion today, the electrolysis. The electrolysis part of the let's say various chemicals like sodium chloride brine or sodium potassium chloride brine. We are in this field for more than 50 years actually. For this, there is a joint venture between ThyssenKrupp and De Nora called ThyssenKrupp Ude Chlorine Engineers, wherein the technology part is developed by the ThyssenKrupp, and the cells are manufactured by the company De Nora Industry in Germany and Italy. And of course, with the help of this, and ThyssenKrupp Ude Chlorine Engineer is the market leader for the electrolysis plant, be it the electrolysis to produce caustic soda and chlorine from the brine NaCl solution, or utilizing the hydrochloric acid electrolysis to produce the chlorine back into the system. So the electrolysis which we are talking today to electrolyze water and produce hydrogen is very much similar to this technology. So as I just mentioned, because of the electrolysis experience for these two different technologies of chloralkali as well as hydrochloric acid electrolysis, we have developed this alkaline water electrolysis in the module, which we will talk in more detail. But the experience which has been gained by these two technology over the last 50 years is not less than 10 gigawatt of equivalent installed power. The elements or electrolyzers which are installed worldwide are contributing or accumulating to the let's say level of 10 gigawatts total capacities. As far as the production is concerned, we can produce up to more than 1 gigawatt capacities equivalent per year, basically, and more than 600 installation of this electrolysis plants are already there of various capacities, starting from 20 tons per day up to 2,000 tons per day capacities. So this experience has been directly, let's say, transferred to the water electrolysis module. So we are able to offer right from day one high reliable elements or the electrolyzer design. Of course, this operates close to atmospheric pressure, so it is quite safe. The size of each element within this electrolyzer is high. I mean, I will say close to 3 square meter. So that gives the let's say production higher production. So the footprint requirement is reduced drastically. And of course, the need of the day is let's say less construction. So it comes as skid mounted facilities already, so which is ready to install at site. And as I explained, more than 1 gigawatt capacity we have annually for the production. So the mass production can be delivered at a very fast rate. And of course, when we are talking about the operation, the let's say the control system and the safety is utmost, which is taken care properly. Just to explain the concept, how does it work? Basically, when we talk the alkaline water electrolysis, it is nothing but the electrolysis of alkaline solution, which is KOH, this potassium hydroxide. So we have this cell or the cell element where we let's say electrolyze this KOH, and by passing the electricity through the direct current, we produce let's say from this KOH hydrogen on the cathode side, that is on the negative side, and oxygen on the positive side. And this KOH is recirculated back, which is topped up by water. So if you see the overall reaction, it's electrolysis of water, which gives us hydrogen as well as oxygen. So this is for the concept, but how to bring it to the reality? In the reality, we have the design of this cell, which is very much similar to our caustic or the caustic soda chlorine cell, made of complete metal. On both the side is made of nickel, basically cathode and anode, and it is separated by a small by the diaphragm or membrane to have the partition between cathode and anode compartment. And this design is the well-proven zero-gap design of chloralkali experience. And as I mentioned, nickel, it's made of complete nickel. So how do you translate this one element into the one electrolyzer module? So here you can see this is one module of this is the module of one electrolyzer, which is having almost close to 300 elements in one electrolyzer. So this module is let's say able to process 20 megawatt of energy. So this is a 20 megawatt module, which has a very high stack efficiency of 82% almost, and the power to generate per ton of per nm cube of hydrogen is about 4.5 kilowatt hour per nm cube. We get from the module quite high purity, 99.95% from the electrolyzer directly. And of course, after the purification like deoxo and PSA treatment, we can go up to 99.4 or 3 digit as per the need from the downstream requirement. Of course, it is available. Availability is quite reliable and very, let's say, long time availability. More than 98% it can be made available throughout. The cell life is very high. It is also quite fast reacting on the power flexibility. So that whenever you have the fluctuation in the power daytime or nighttime based on the renewable energy availability, this can be ramped up and ramped down very easily. The technology is reliable, as I said, because it is coming out from the decades of experience on this kind of technology. It's fully automated operation, very less manpower required, and of course, it can be turned down to 10% capacity level for the hot operation. The ramp up or ramp down from 10% to 100% or down from a hot system, it can be done within 30 seconds. And of course, from a cold start to the coming up to the capacities take half an hour and slightly more than half an hour. So this is how this 20 megawatt let's say one electrolyzer module look. Of course, this is completely modularized, and we have standardized this 20 megawatt module in order to get the let's say multiplication for the higher capacity quite easily. So we have this module which has the elements of the cell or the electrolyzer cell element, and also the downstream and upstream equipment connected to this module. So this complete set is forming one electrolyzer module. And of course, since this is a modular and easily, let's say, expandable, you can do the scaling for the plant very easily. So from 20 megawatt, if someone wants to go 100 megawatt or 200 megawatt, it's just simply the replication. And because, as I mentioned, it is coming in the skid-mounted modules, it is easily possible to do the construction at site at a very short time. This is just a glimpse to elaborate the capacity expansion possibility. So if you just simply multiply the number of modules as per the capacities required, so you keep on adding the electrolyzer modules one after the other, and we can achieve the higher capacity. And downstream and upstream, which are just located beneath or the opposite to the cells, this can be also expanded very easily. So this gives a very good model for going for a mega or large scale capacity plant. Coming to the requirement, is the hydrogen or the green hydrogen only thing required? As mentioned in the earlier or starting presentation, the decarbonization or the coupling of this hydrogen with the downstream chemical is very crucial for the economy of this hydrogen. Simply because the transportation and the let's say the value addition becomes very easy once we convert this hydrogen molecule to the further chemical modules, basically. So just to elaborate, if you have any part of the renewable energy can be converted into the green hydrogen, and then this green hydrogen can be combined with various technology which we have already developed and demonstrated with numerous plants to produce the green methanol, the green ammonia, which can be further utilized to produce urea and going for the fertilizer as a green chemical completely, or the methanol, which can be used to the downstream refining and the further let's say fuel applications easily. So the transportation and selectivity or the utilization of this green hydrogen becomes very powerful. So our experience can be combined here too. Just to give you one or two couple of examples, in the first presentation of Power to X, we just saw a short summary about these let's say downstream chemicals. So here, as I just explained, the electrolysis, which is producing green hydrogen, can be combined with any CO2 which is coming out of the emitting industry like steel industry or cement industry, and this carbon can be captured to form the methanol along with this green hydrogen, and which can be used as a green methanol directly. Also for the ammonia, as I mentioned, So we combine the green hydrogen coming out of this renewable energy and the nitrogen from the air, and you get CO2 neutral ammonia, which is today produced via the synthesization of fossil fuel, basically, in all over the world. And this ammonia can be further, let's say, clubbed with the CO2 coming out of the carbon emitting industries to form ammonia, urea, which can be utilized as a fertilizer, as a green fertilizer without any hesitation. So these are all about the technology or the experience which we have, but the proof is in the form of the actual installation. So since this technology has been developed in Germany over the period of long experiments, the pilot facility was installed at our own ThyssenKrupp steel plant in Duisburg, which is called Carbon to Chem project. Here what we have done is we have installed this 2 megawatt electrolysis module in that complex to produce hydrogen, and this hydrogen was produced by the energy or renewable energy in that area by wind energy produced. So this green hydrogen was combined with the let's say synthesized gas coming out of the steel industry to form methanol. And we also produce in this plant ammonia by taking the nitrogen from the air. So this is the demonstration facility which was installed right back in 2018 or late 2018, and since then it is working perfectly in that complex. So based on this experience, of course, we didn't stop and kept on continuing, and I will share with you some of the projects which we have won or which we are currently executing all over the world. That is only the few plants list apart from the complete list which I am sharing with you today. And these are all large scale or the mega scale plants which we are able to produce from our technology. So the first one is from Canada, wherein we are executing in the early engineering phase the green hydrogen from the hydroelectricity renewable energy form. And the capacity of this plant is to capture 88 megawatt module. So from our system it is installed. This green hydrogen will be utilized to produce green methanol, ethanol, and other biofuels basically. And the oxygen which is coming will be used to incinerate the waste from the city basically. The next plant is in America, USA, Donaldsville, where we have already built a big fertilizer complex some years back. And in order to utilize the green power or decarbonize their facility, they are installing with a small electrolyzer as a test case, which is the 20 megawatt module electrolyzer. So we are installing one module there in order to utilize this hydrogen and produce ammonia, and this ammonia will be utilized directly in their ammonia complex. Of course, this is a smaller capacity as compared to the complete ammonia production facility, but after this demonstration, they will be adding in the future more number of modules here, basically. Coming to the Saudi, where, as you know, there is a huge availability of solar power and also wind power. So here we are installing one module. Originally, it was thought of 10 megawatt, but now we are, let's say, doing engineering to change it to 20 megawatt module directly. And this module, after installation, will be helping us in the, let's say, demonstration, and the total capacity or the expected capacity of this complex is in the tune of almost 2 gigawatts. So you can imagine the utilization after the completion of this project. Yeah, just I explained. So after the testing or the completion of the previous electrolyzer, this we have already started the early engineering, early part of the engineering, but at the end the capacity will be in the range of almost 2 gigawatt. So just to summarize, the hydrogen is which is currently associated with high carbon emission because it is currently produced via the gray route from the fossil fuel in major part of the world. But with the, let's say, help of this renewable energy utilization and water electrolysis, I'm sure this industry of green hydrogen production can decarbonize the complete hydrogen production. Not only that, this is a very good source of, let's say, energy storing or transportable either in the form of self hydrogen or after the conversion of this hydrogen molecule to the downstream value-added molecules. It can be very much helpful, and not only helpful, but it will help in achieving the decarbonization of the complete sector. And of course, ThyssenKrupp is the front runner for the technology, not only for the hydrogen, but also for the, let's say, based on the experience, our experience from the various electrolysis designed for chlorine production or hydrogen production. This technology, of course, is reliable, high efficient, and it is because of this 20 megawatt module, higher capacities can be achieved by simply multiplying these modules. Not only this, ThyssenKrupp with the let's say experience of the downstream products like ammonia, methanol, can easily couple this green hydrogen to produce green chemical molecule downstream. So that's all. This is coincidentally the year of celebrating 100 year of our foundation. Our company in Germany has already completed 100 years this year. So thank you very much for your attention, and I am open for the question at the end, as Tobias said.